I mean, I have to sympathize because ultimately life is really hard. And what you see online makes you think it's easy. And all the influencers you see online who already have the following, who have the views, have the money. Most of them don't actually have the money, by the way. You're getting deceived into thinking that they're rich, even though they've got a big following, but they had to actually monetize that following. So most of these people that you see online that have beaten the algorithm, that have mastered the algorithm, that the algorithm is placing on top, whether it be on the explore page of Instagram or whether it be on your YouTube recommendations page, that's such a tiny proportion of the population. That's such a tiny proportion of the people that are making content. What you're seeing, the Andrew Tates of this world, the Justin Wallers of this world, the Hamzas, these are mainly red pill, male self-improvement people, right? This is the space that I talk about, the space that I'm passionate about. Iman Gadzhi, Mike Thurston, these characters are the absolute top of the game. Very unique individuals who've made it to the top. All the other, think about how many fitness influencers there are in the UK. Do you know how many fitness influencers there are in the UK? Thousands of them. But everyone knows Mike Thurston because he's the man on top. He's the man that's made it, been making content for 10 years. His consistency has got him to where he is, and he deserves his fame and his social status and his money. So the point I'm trying to make here is that these people that have made it to that point, it wasn't just hard work. It was luck, genes. The way Mike Thurston's body looks, even if you worked out for a lifetime, you wouldn't have that body. It's his genes. It's the way that he has that chest separation. He has that body. You know, Andrew Tate is of a certain height. So if you're not 6'4" and built like him, you could get built like him, but you're still not going to be 6'4". Iman Gadzhi's road to success, he said that he used to make YouTube videos every night because he never used to talk to anyone. And he felt like he was talking to someone when he was doing the videos. And he did that for like 10 years straight. And now he's seeing the real rewards from it. So, you know, the point I'm trying to make here is that those are the people that are at the very top of the game. And you can't be comparing yourself to those people. And I compare myself to those people on many occasions. And all that does is make me feel like shit. Because I realize how much longer of a journey I have to make it to those levels to those views, to that level of social status, to make it to that level of fame. My 82,000 followers on Instagram is nothing compared to the millions of followers that other men have on IG, whether they be models, fitness influencers, rappers, whatever. So you're always going to look upwards and be like, oh, I want that and I want to get there. And there's always going to be someone with more followers, more money, a hotter wife, a faster car, more status. There's always someone with more than you. And so if you're going to chase that game and play that game, you're going to lose every time because you're choosing to play that game. And so life is hard because you think these people have it made. You don't realize that these people still have the same struggles that we do. It's just now a different level of struggle. These people still have difficult days, misery, pain, heartbreak. You think they're immune to these things because they're rich and famous now? And because they help all these men across the world? You think they now can't feel sadness because of all those things? That's not true. The most famous people, the richest people, have similar problems. They just get to experience those problems in different settings in a bigger house, in a more comfortable car. There's a great saying, which is, I'd rather be miserable in comfort than miserable in, a shitty apartment. And so ultimately, life is hard because even when you get to the top of your game, there still feels like there's more to go. And if you're just starting from scratch, you're starting from zero, or you're starting from a level, an average playing field, just know that even when you get to the top of the game, you're still going to have struggles. You're still going to get pissed off. You're still going to get angry days. You're still going to be upset and hurt over things that have happened. You're not immune to pain just because you now have money, or you've made money, or you've achieved one set of your goals. The posts will keep moving. You'll keep setting yourself new goals. It's just human nature. It's best that I warn you about this now, rather than you getting there later and being like, well, why am I not satisfied? Because what happened with me is, when I made my money, I was satisfied for a while. And then I was no longer satisfied because the situation had been normalized. It was normal for me to have my freedom. It was normal for me to not wake up with an alarm clock. It was normal for me to travel anywhere in the world. It was normal for me to be able to buy any car I wanted. It was normal for me to be able to eat any restaurant I wanted. That is not normal. But when it becomes normal, you end up setting higher targets, new targets, higher goals. And the human mind just constantly does that. And that breaks you if you do not find your peace. Ultimately, finding inner peace and satisfaction is the goal, is the end goal. Peace and satisfaction and contentment is the end goal. And life is hard because not only, I had a long working day today. I worked from 8:30 in the morning all the way through till 10 p.m. this evening on a couple of projects that I'm fully focused on. And that shit was hard because I spent so much time working and sitting behind my bloody screen. It meant I sacrificed other things. I still managed to get to the gym. I still managed to eat healthy food. I managed to squeeze that in. That's purely a habitual part of my life. And I hope that you guys can instill that habit into your lives. But, to be able to balance everything in life is so difficult. To make money and to have the social life and to have the family and to be able to fulfill your hobbies, be able to eat the things you want to eat and go to the places you want to go. Like, there's so much to balance in this life that it's really, really challenging. It's very, very tough, if not impossible, to meet all of your desires. And a great idol of mine, Naval Ravikant, says that it's your desires that you need to actually control. So the more desires you have, the more difficult your life becomes because you want all these things. What if you don't get them? You're going to be upset. And the people that don't want all these things, that just want very few things and that attain them, they're satisfied and happy. The happiest guy I know is one of the brokest people I know. Guy's got hardly any money. He's always happy-go-lucky. Fascinating. Fascinating way of thinking. So the concept of, having everything or living a happy, balanced life, I sympathize that it's very tough to do so. You've got limited amount of time and you've got all these things you want to achieve and all these things you have to balance. A beautiful girlfriend. Oh, you want to play guitar, you want to spend time with your parents, you want to have money, you want to have a big house, you want to have a car, you want to fulfill this hobby of skydiving, and you want to do all these different things. It's very tough to tick everything off your bucket list in life. But I urge you to start ticking. Alternatively, reduce your desires and be more realistic about your life. You probably expected so much. You had all these expectations, and expectations are dangerous. It's fine to be ambitious. Just don't expect too much. When you expect so much of yourself and you don't achieve it, you end up upset and miserable. And the guy who never set himself those expectations ends up being happier than you. So my closing words here is that I understand that life is tough. I really sympathize. I struggle too, despite having an amazing life, despite having everything I wanted. But it turns out I want more. And so I do sympathize. I know that it's tough for you. And I want you to know that there are people who feel exactly the same. And there are these communities where we can share ideas and we can be there for each other. Because ultimately, that's what this is about. Building a community of strong men who are there to rise each other up in the times of difficulty. Because those men that have given up on their life didn't have anyone to turn to in the end that they could trust and they could tell the complete truth. And that's why they ended up miserable, depressed, taking their own life. Let that not be us. Let us be the ones who have someone to support us in the difficult times, given that we live in this difficult world with so much noise. We're all trying to achieve so many different things. So we need each other, and I understand that life is tough because we all go through it, and I go through it myself. And I hope these videos are helping you. I genuinely hope they are. I'm going to keep making them. Good night from Mexico, and I'll see you in the next one.